Hi, Robbie Susan Chandler here from Quincy, Florida, right outside Tallahassee, Florida. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm here to share my card number 4 in my series of Christmas cards using the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. If you haven't seen my videos for cards 1, 2, and 3, go to my YouTube channel and search for them. They should be right there. And soon I'll be making the videos for cards 4, 5, 6, and 5, 6, and 7. This is card number 4. So all of these cards have been made with the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. This is an online exclusive, which means you can only find it at our online store. And the item number is 162118, and it's $12.50 a pack. And there are 48 pieces in this pack. They're 6 by 6 inches, and you get 4 of each design. And I'll show you some of the designs. The one we're using today, well, the two we're using today are these two. These two will be used in one of my next cards I'll be making. This one I'll use on a card. And this one I'll be using on a card. This one I didn't use, but it's in the pack. It has a nice design on the back. This was card number 1, so if you didn't see card number 1, check it out. These were the two I used on card number 1. This was the one I used on card number 2. And these two were used on card number 3. So let's take a look now at card number 4. This is card number 4, and it's got the reindeer from the Regal Reindeer and the reindeer dies, and this card stands up like this. And this is what the front looks like. I've got these little wings, and then here's your back, the back of it. So let's take a look at how this card goes together. So let's start with the base. Card base is Pebble Path, and it is 11 by 4 1/4 inches. Now I've scored it at 1 1/4, then 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and then all the way over to 8 1/4, 9 1/4, and 9 3/4. Now to fold this, you take the outside pieces, fold them in. The next one folds back, and then the next fold folds in, like this. And it's basically a Z fold. So this is the fold that that we're going to start with. Now you're going to take that fold and we're going to glue down these two outside flaps, this one and this one. And as you see, you need to put a lot of glue to make it stay, but these will stay loose. So you've got these two outside sections. These two are the ones you want to adhere down or glue down. Okay, now that we've got that glued, let's talk about the paper we're going to use. Oh, here's another piece you'll need of Pebble Path. It's 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it. Okay, so let's start with the paper. I've got all these little notes on it to help me stay straight, so let me just put these over here and these over here and this one up here. Alright, so here's the sheet that we start with, and the first thing I did was cut 1 7/8 inches off the bottom. And then I cut a 1/2 inch off this right side. So that left me with a section in here. So I'm going to put that aside. So now that that section's left, I'm going to put these together to show you. So these were all the sections that I cut, and I started on the outside edges. And I cut 3/4 inch off each side. So that's those two pieces. Those two pieces were then adhered to these outside flaps. And when you put those down, you want to pull them out a little bit close to the edge, because when this folds down, it hides a lot of it. So that was step one, these two outside pieces. And they're 3/4 inches. The next pieces I cut were 1 inch. So 1 inch from each side. And then those pieces were adhered to the next sections, here and here. So now we worked in, our seam is staying as it is on the paper. And all we have left is this middle section. This middle section I adhered to this piece. So this piece ends up being, I think, 2 inches, let's see, yes, 2 inches by 4. So that piece is actually going to go right in the middle of these, and you see it finishes out our seam. But the way I put it there, let me get all these little yellow flags out of the way. Oh, I was looking for that. Okay. I put dimensionals on the back, and as you see, I put a lot, but I just put them down the middle. You only want them down the middle of this piece, because you need the edges free for the sides of these flaps to slip under. You kind of want them moving, a little movement there. So, just going to stick this down. We can fold these back a little bit, but I'm going to just pull those apart a little and stick this down right in the middle. So these edges should stay free so that these can slip under, and you want this one to slip under. So see, now you've got these little wings, and they slip right under this middle section. Now from the from the reindeer dies, I cut the reindeer and his little harness, and that was these two pieces, and I adhere them together. So here's our reindeer, and you'll find that the little curved piece is the one that goes closer to the head, because it's kind of hard to figure out how to do that. And then we have a tree, and the two trees, well, we have 2 trees. Here's another one. We also have a piece of glittery white snow, and they're all cut from the horse and sleigh dies. So here's the tree die, and then there's your snow. So let's put those down real quick. Now, the pebble path tree, you want to glue right a little bit towards the top. Got too much glue. Okay, we all do that, don't we? All right, you want it to stay on this middle piece, because you really don't want it being pushed around much. So you just want to kind of lay it down on the middle piece. And the shiny glimmer paper tree goes right over on this section, and it can hang off a little bit. Let's see, I think I want to sit it right there in that little area. Let's see, with it right there, even when this folds down a bit to go in the envelope, it doesn't bother it. All right, now let's put our reindeer down. And you want to put him a little bit high, because you still got to put some snow down there. And the sentiment. Now the sentiment is an older stamp set that I found called Good Greetings, and I just stamped it on a piece of this paper that was cut off when I showed you where in fact it was this piece right here. I just stamped it along here and punched it out with the classic label punch. I used Early Espresso ink for my sentiment, and then I'll also show you the one on the back. I haven't gotten to the back yet. About to forget that. Okay, so we got our reindeer down. And I had to find a piece, I had to find my dimensionals. I forgot to put them on my snow here. Well, I do have them somewhere. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay, so snow goes right below Mr. Reindeer here. And then our sentiment goes right under that. Right here. So you have to be careful where you're going to put your reindeer so you don't put him too high and then everything comes off the bottom of the page. Let me move that down a touch. There we go. Now the piece on the back is this piece right here, and it's 4 1/4 by 4, and the way I cut it is I cut 2 inches off the top and 3/4 inch off this left side. So see, here's the piece, and I cut the 2 inches off the top section, 3/4 inch off this side. I stamped my sentiment on it, and then I just adhered it to the back. And this sentiment also is from a retired set called Seasonal Sentiments. So here's our card. I love this card. To get it in your envelope, you just slip this under, fold it down. This one I actually colored the tree with Lost Lagoon, but I felt like it blended in too much. And also I used the Texture Shimmer white paper. If you don't have any glimmer paper or glitter paper, the Texture Shimmer white works perfectly for this. You see it's got a little line in it. But here's the one that we just put together. And here's our sentiment on the back. So I hope you like this card. It looks difficult, but it's actually not that hard to make. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. And please like my video. And there is a link below for a free tutorial for you to download. It has all the directions and pictures and measurements for you. And if you need a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. So until next time, happy crafting.